What's the Church of Scientology so afraid of?
This is SPTV.
Hello, everyone. Aaron here. Welcome back for a very brief amount of SPTV before I end the evening. I want to ask you all for some help identifying someone who's suspected of being a Scientology agent who made an appearance outside of the courthouse at the press conference Deputy DA Reinhold Mueller held after Danny Masterson's sentencing. Now, I want to remind you, one of the great things that occurred during the Danny Masterson trial is that 3 notorious Scientology agents who played direct roles in threatening and intimidating and silencing Danny Masterson's victims were identified by name and by photo to the jury, to everyone in the courtroom. And when I got all of the exhibits that were released to the press just over a week ago, those photos were made available to the public. So first, let me just show everyone those glorious faces. This is the famous Julian Schwartz, the chief ethics officer at the Advanced Organization of Los Angeles. This is the famous Chris Scoggins. He held the position of chaplain at Celebrity Center International. And at the time, he was married to the third person, Miranda Scoggins, who was the ethics officer at the Celebrity Center International. My understanding is that Chris Scoggins is now out of the Sea Org, which means Miranda Scoggins is no longer Miranda Scoggins. But guys, I don't know Miranda's maiden name. I also don't know if she's remarried and is using a new married name. For you guys who maybe exist in somewhere in the Scientology bubble, if you have any information you can share with me on Miranda's maiden name or her current married name, I would appreciate that. Also, if any of you out there have any particularly horrifying stories you would like to share with me about Julian and Chris and Miranda silencing any other victims of crimes similar to the ones Danny Masterson has been convicted of, please feel free to reach out to me at growingupinscientology@gmail.com. But the person I would like to ask for your help identifying is this individual. Now, that's not an excellent photograph. It looks a little better if I zoom out, but the resolution is the same. I do actually have a motion picture version of this guy that was taken because when the press conference that Reinhold Mueller held ended, instead of letting Reinhold Mueller walk away, this guy sort of jumped up, kind of got in his way, and asked a question. Well, I'm going to let you guys see this for yourself. Give me just a second here so I can share it with you so that you'll have the audio. Okay. And here we go.
You know, this is a very dangerous case that you guys. Well, but and this was in investigation for almost 4 years, and even the investigators didn't believe the accusers. We know that. Well, we know that. I don't know that that's true. I don't think that was the testimony. I think it wasn't the testimony, but yeah. Should we be concerned as citizens that we could now be targeted 20 years later for something with little to no evidence? No, because there was corroborating evidence in this case, and again, this is investigations get conducted. If we believe that there's insufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury, then charges just don't get filed. The first jury did. Yeah. Who we had? Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you could hear him very clearly. Even from my vantage point, it's a bit of a challenge to hear him. But what he jumps up to say there, and what's implied in his question, is that the real travesty of this trial and this conviction is now anybody can be targeted and harassed by the prosecutors and the government for something that happened 20 years ago. And aren't the Jane Does worried that they themselves might be targeted by the government or prosecutors in the same way that it seems like Danny Masterson is being targeted? Now, those were the exact same talking points that Scientology's Twitter trolls, the Stand League accounts, and the affiliated sock accounts. And there's one Twitter account that comes to mind. I think it's Ingrid Eckhoff. I might be getting it wrong, but yeah, we're just trying to figure out who that guy is. Any of you super internet sleuths out there, whether you're just a super internet sleuth or whether you exist somewhere in the Scientology ecosystem inside the Scientology bubble, if you can help me positively identify that guy as a Scientologist and who he is, I would very, very much appreciate that. The last thing I want to announce is the winner of the SP TV media badge. Actually says SPTV, not just Aaron Smith-Levin, not growing up in Scientology. And it was, I want to get this right. I think it was Steve in Escondido. Yes, it was. I'm looking at it right now. Steve in Escondido, who suggested that I auction this off for a fundraiser for the Aftermath Foundation. And so what I chose to do based on Steve's recommendation is myself, Mark Headley, Claire Headley, Amy Scobie, Matt Pesh, Mike Rinder, and Christy Colburn. We held a live stream fundraiser 10 days ago for the Aftermath Foundation. And that fundraiser, by the way, raised $30,000 for the Aftermath Foundation. So thank you, all of you in the SP Nation out there who supported the foundation in that fundraiser. I said, whoever makes the largest donation for this fundraiser is going to get this badge. And the winner was Sandy. She asked me not to say her full name. Sandy made a $2,500 donation to the Aftermath Foundation in that fundraiser. And Sandy, I did get your email about what your wishes are for what you would like me to do with this badge. And I'm definitely going to fulfill your request. So thank you for that. I greatly appreciate it. It's late, you guys. I just wanted to get this one in. I've been meaning to do it for a while. I've had this request your help in identifying this guy. I've been meaning to ask you for that help for a while. And so tonight's the night. Okay, let's see. Just a couple quick super chats and we'll wrap it up. Fan Ranker. I live really close to Delphian. You mean the Delphian School in Sheridan, Oregon? And I agree with your wife. You should move to Oregon and we'll set up a whole SP org here. I myself have I ever been to Oregon? If I've ever been to Oregon, I've just been passing through Oregon. I've never been there. My wife went to school there for a number of years, and she's never stopped talking about it ever since. I don't know that we will ever move to Oregon, but it's definitely high on the list of places we might move to. So thank you for your comment. Jennifer M., I love the work you do. I was once almost suckered into the LDS. So glad I dodged that cult. Well, you know, I get myself into a lot of trouble when I start bringing other religious organizations into the discourse on my channel. I do have a lot of Mormons who enjoy my content, but so I thank you for your super chat. And I guess, what am I trying to say? Apologies to the Mormons. I got to tell you, as a former Scientologist, I will say this. You bring it up, we might as well mention it just very briefly. As a former Scientologist, the Jehovah's Witness, former members of the Jehovah's Witnesses and former members of the Mormon Church are the ones who seem to most closely identify with the stories and the experiences of former Scientologists. And I'm still trying to figure out how to address such topics without getting out of my lane, without offending people that I'm not intending to offend. Anyway, I've already said too much. Thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it. Dave Owen says, is it an older Julian Schwartz? No, it's definitely not an older Julian Schwartz. In fact, the photo that I put on screen of Julian Schwartz is a pretty recent photo of Julian Schwartz, to my understanding. But good guess. Thank you, guys. All right, everyone. That's it. Short and sweet. It's late. I'm going to bed. Thank you all for hanging out with me once again this evening. Thank you, as always, to everyone who watches until the very end, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe